So you're thinking about traveling to Aruba and you are not sure if it's worth it, if it's safe, or if you should just wait. Well, hopefully this video will help answer some of those questions. What's up guys, my name is Guerrero and I create all of the content for this channel including the music, so I invite you to check out some of my other videos, and if you want to follow me along in my journey, subscribe, hit that bell and stay updated. But for right now, let's talk about Aruba. First things first, make sure you do your due diligence to stay updated. I recommend joining either a Facebook group or maybe a Twitter account that is providing daily updates about what is happening both in your local government and also in Aruba. If you're from the States or actually anywhere in the world, you know that the latest news is not very promising when it comes to COVID. However, things can always change as you plan for your trip, and that goes both ways. What's up guys, it is Friday, September 18th, and we are listening to a live broadcast from Aruba that is outlining potential new restrictions, and we are hoping that it doesn't impact our trip. We are T-minus 2 days and counting, and hoping that no major changes are implemented. So we got lucky. Before our trip, the only difference or the only changes that took place were that the curfew was going to be pushed back 2 hours. So instead of it being midnight, it was now 10 p.m., which meant that for some of our reservations, we had to make some adjustments so that we could make everything on time. Because keep in mind, if curfew is at 10, restaurants would have to close by 9. So there's that. Traveling during the pandemic has become its own unique experience. First of all, if you want to go to Aruba, you need to have a negative COVID test result within 72 hours of your flight. If you don't get the test, you'll have to get tested as soon as you land, and I do believe that you'll have to quarantine at the hotel until you get your results. And I don't know about you, but I don't think you want to go through the experience of getting a positive test while traveling to another country. I just wouldn't recommend it, so make sure you get it done here or locally before you travel. The not so fun part, and rightfully so, will be the actual traveling experience, because from the moment that you leave your house or apartment to the moment that you arrive to your hotel room or resort, you're pretty much going to be wearing a mask the whole time. Pretty much the only exception to this rule will be when you're eating. Whether it's at the airport or on the airplane, if you're going to eat something, you can lower your mask, you can eat without being told to put it back on. We flew with JetBlue and the experience was excellent. The staff was great, and there are changes to be mindful of. To avoid human-to-human contact, JetBlue was handing out Ziploc bags with cookies, chips, and water. And you are no longer able to make any purchases like food and alcohol. That is the most inconvenient part of the whole flight. So I definitely recommend having a big meal before you make your way to the airport and purchasing snacks before boarding the plane. And yes, masks have to be worn at all times. You will see the staff walking up and down the aisles making sure that everybody has their mask over their nose and mouth. If not, they'll tell you to do so. And honestly, I was completely okay with that. So these are some of the inconveniences that you'll have to make adjustments for, but overall the experience isn't too bad. Also, if you Google how often the air is filtered inside of an airplane, that will kind of put some more ease to your concerns as far as traveling goes, because it happens quite often actually. And I think the most welcoming change was the fact that only 2 people are allowed per aisle, which meant more space for you, more space in the overhead compartments. Overall, a much better flying experience because of COVID. So as I mentioned, you're going to be wearing your mask the whole time as you travel. Also, be ready to wear the mask while you're in Aruba as well. Pretty much everywhere we went to, masks were required to enter the building and as you made your way to wherever you were going. If you were going to have dinner somewhere, you had to wear your mask until you sat down, and you will have somebody escort you and greet you at the door, making sure that you use hand sanitizer before you walk in and have the mask properly on. As I'm sure most of you know, Aruba depends heavily on tourism, so one small mistake from somebody can have a trickle-down effect. So rest assured that the Aruba people are working together to do what they can to keep the spread contained. If you're considering going on excursions, we did a couple, and again, we felt safe throughout the whole experience. Like I said, everyone in Aruba is working together to help contain the spread of the virus. So when it comes to social distancing, when it comes to being protected, they're making sure everyone's okay. Is Aruba worth it during the pandemic? In my opinion, yes. But again, it comes down to you. If you think that you're able to manage all of the anxieties that COVID has brought as far as traveling and being around people, then do it. Just be as vigilant as possible. Try to stay away from people if you can, and just practice all of the safety guidelines that have been recommended by the CDC. From our experience, I can tell you that we felt okay. So I hope this video helped. If you guys have any additional questions, please feel free to leave it in the comments down below. I'd be happy to answer them all. Safe travels, stay healthy, be well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I think we're both very biased towards buying this plywood Harris because of just everything Mexico that it means and Mexico. But I will say Aruba is growing on me. Is it growing on you, Melissa?
It is. It's beautiful.